Hi, my friends. I'm so glad you're with me today. I've got a story to tell. Why I'm in glasses, no eye makeup. I have been dealing with an eye infection for the past several days. I'm shooting this on Tuesday morning. The video will go up on Tuesday. I hope to have time to get it edited throughout the day sometime. It's been not pretty. My eyes are right now, I think you can still see some redness, especially in this one, but they've gotten so much better. It started in on Friday. I'd been outside. It was incredibly windy ahead of the tornado warnings. We were in the basement Friday night. And it was like the moment I came inside from that, my eyes were watering and would not stop. Now, I'm not saying maybe there wasn't something else going on and the wind and maybe some dust that got in my eyes brought it out, but it went into full on like goopiness. And when I went into the doctor first thing Saturday morning, she's like, they don't look red, but there's a ton of discharge here. And I don't want to gross everybody out. But anyways, I got some prescription eye drops to take and I've been taking them. Morning is pretty much the worst they're going to look. It seems like every morning I'm like, ugh. But the runniness has stopped now and they've gotten significantly less red. But I am definitely on a break from eye makeup. Yes, I've washed all my brushes. I've done all the things you should do. I've gotten rid of stuff, which we're talking empties. There'll be some empties in here that aren't really quite empties, but I just felt the need to get rid of the products that were recently used on my eyes. So that's one update. Another update is I have a new setup over here, a new ring light, which I love. It's still from the brand Stellar, because I tell you, my last one lasted me 10 years, and I'm sure this updated newer one is even better quality. But because I've got my glasses on, if I face right at it, there really is a major circular glare. So there's a lot less glare with me sitting this way. So I'm sitting this way still. But I was thinking, like, what videos can I do? Because I still want to do videos, and I came up here and I did face makeup. I thought I could do an empties video because I'm due for one. I've got a lot of empties in my little bin here that Kristen Game gave me long ago. So I thought I could talk through those because I think sharing the empties is a really useful piece of information. And eventually, as the week rolls on, I probably will get back into some eye makeup, maybe get the guts to put in contacts again. Obviously not the ones I was wearing last week, but a new pair. But I'm just taking that very, very slow and cautiously. Like, the health of my eyes is the most important thing, and I just want to get them 100% better before I start messing around with anything. But if you want to know what my face makeup is today, I used that Milk and Cookies primer from Hard Candy. I can't get enough of that. I love that milky thin texture. I use this Glossier foundation, which gives kind of a medium natural looking finish. It's called the Stretch Fluid Foundation. Light 2 is my shade. A lightweight concealer here. This is L'Oreal True Match in the shade C1. I actually think that concealer does a pretty decent job. I've got that up there on the under eye area and around my nose. I set with my one size loose powder, and I set the most probably around my nose. That's where my glasses sit, so I feel like I definitely don't want a tacky area there, you know, so I set that with that powder. I used my bronzer and contour from e.l.f. This is the liquid one in light medium. I really like that stuff. I went over that a little more. I don't know if I'm looking blotchy here, if it's just, I don't look blotchy this way, but light's catching me at different angles. But I set that with a little bit of e.l.f. Primer Infused in Fresh Tan. We've got on our Confident Pink blush from L'Oreal and Rare Beauty highlighter. This is in the shade Enlighten. I did go over my brows too. Milani Precision Brow Pencil and my CoverGirl Clean Fresh Brow Gel Wax, and then just left my eyes alone. So now, who's ready for some empties? Yes, first thing, big thing in here. Ooh, it's got like some soap on it. This Pantene Daily Moisture Renewal. I was using this on my hair like before I got a haircut and really liking it. And I probably would have repurchased it. I really like it for Belle's hair. She has long hair, really thick hair. I think it can use a little extra moisture, more so than my hair needs. So I started really using this on her a lot, and I love it for her. But I really like the Suave Daily Clarifying stuff. I still had some of that, and that's what I'm using currently. It's not something that's like a must repurchase, but I probably will repurchase for use in Belle's hair. Gosh, this is probably the third one of these that I've gone through. Vanity Cream Face Wash, Gentle Facial Cleanser. Absolutely, I repurchased it. One time when I tried to repurchase it, they replaced it with the Cetaphil cleanser, which is okay. Like the Gentle Daily Facial Cleanser. It's all right, but I feel like this cleans more effectively, yet stays super duper gentle. If you're not familiar with Vanity Cream, it's free of dyes, fragrance, masking fragrance, lanolin, parabens, and formaldehyde releasers, non-comedogenic, gluten-free, and accepted by the National Eczema Foundation. I'm sorry, no, they're an association. But I love this stuff. Very effective makeup removal, but leaves no feeling of residue, yet doesn't over dry. It's like everything you want in a face wash. So I got that again. We went through this pack of Neutrogena makeup remover wipes. You know, sometimes you just buy things like this depending on where you're shopping. Like one time I was getting my groceries from Kroger, so we ended up with the Kroger brand ones, and I realized those are really good, the ones you can just get at Kroger. Also, more recently, instead of repurchasing these, I got the Lacura brand ones from Aldi, and let me tell you, those things are just absolutely great. Juicy, effective, and I don't really use these on myself. What I will use these for is like after Belle has a cheerleading competition, we might need something quick on the go. She wants to get the makeup off, get the lashes off and everything, and a makeup wipe is just easy for that. And I need something gentle around the eyes, and I need something that's just gonna effectively get it all off. And so instead of repurchasing Neutrogena, I got the Aldi brand, and they're working very good. And a little hack in case you didn't know about this, you store them upside down so the moisture from the wipes is coming to the one that you're going to be pulling out next. Went through a Vanicream Daily Facial Moisturizer and definitely repurchased that. So I think I've gone through all the Vanicream things I own except for my moisturizing tub. I am not through that yet. But this is my everyday moisturizer that I use. Very sensitive skin friendly. I love the weight of it. It's not as rich as some things that I used to use, like Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I still think that's a really good product, but this is very gentle, and it has kind of a sneaky moisture about it where you feel like, okay, I'm squeezing this out. This seems kind of thin. This seems kind of light, but you blend it in and the moisture kind of hangs around. You know, it's a very good base under makeup. Went through an entire bottle, large bottle of Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair. This is my every night serum before moisturizing at night. And yes, I did replace this. I think I showed my pretty little bottle that I'm currently using that I bought through David, who is my Estee Lauder go-to. If you want anything from that brand, he is the man at Bergdorf Goodman to get you all set up. But I have the pretty rose, like breast cancer awareness packaging, same size as this that I'm currently using. So that's always one that's going to get replaced when it runs out. I've gone through all my ordinary serums, the niacinamide, the hyaluronic acid, and the thing that was replacing my vitamin C, the Pacifica Glow Baby glycolic acid and vitamin C. I've gone through all three of these, and I do plan to repurchase. I haven't done an Ulta or Sephora order in a little bit, and I probably will do one soon. But I was given pause recently when I was at Walmart, and I was going to ask you guys about this. Do you know about the brand called Good Molecules? Because they have several serums that I might be interested in that are like the niacinamide and the hyaluronic for like $4 and change. And I was wondering, like, do you think they're as good as The Ordinary? Are they comparable? Because The Ordinary ones are my favorite so far out of all serums that I've used. And you might say, well, Em, if you're out of those bottles, then what are you using currently? Well, I do have this niacinamide serum from e.l.f. that I can use. And then I've got several from Bare Minerals. I kind of have this feeling like maybe I should use these. They're each one of the things I use, like a niacinamide. This is the PGA plus plant algae one. That's like your hydrating one. And then there's a vitamin C. And, you know, there's part of me that wants to replace the things you run out of immediately with those exact items. But then your practical self says, well, you have been sent these things from other brands. Maybe try them out. And they work fine. They're good. But I really think that the ordinary ones are my favorite. But let me know about Good Molecules, because before I purchase more serums, I'm kind of weighing whether I go with the ordinary or Good Molecules. Speaking of the ordinary, as I was clearing some things out, I realized I had run out of the High Adherence Silicone Primer. High Adherence Blurring Surface Smoother and Primer. It's good, but not a must-have. I got a lot of primers on hand. I did not feel the need to repurchase that. Feels good going across the skin. Like, I like the texture. I like what it does, but I've got a lot of primers I could say that about. We finished up the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Natural Finish Setting Spray. I feel like it takes a lot to run through a setting spray for me because I really don't use tons. Some people really douse themselves in it. I don't. But this was a nice, like, really basic setting spray. It's not one that's going to majorly extend the wear of your makeup, but it's just going to make your skin look a little more juicy after application, as opposed to getting so powdery looking at the end. So it was good, but it's another one of those situations where I've got other things on hand. I don't feel like I need to seek it out again. I went through an entire Buxom lip liner. I was not expecting to run out of this so fast, but my Savvy Sienna is gone. Apparently use this shade a lot. I wonder if I can get any color off of just the Yeah, there's just a little remaining at the tip I can get color off of. I'd call it like a rich, warm brownish shade. I wore this a lot paired with those glosses that I love so much around the holidays. Pumpkin Spice White Russian and the Apple Cider Mule, and this kind of was a nice neutral base for those. But I would say this looks a lot like Hard Candy Kiss and Tell. I want to see them side by side. Pretty similar to one another. It's something where, yeah, I could repurchase it, but it doesn't need to happen urgently by any means. How about mascaras? I cleared out when I realized I had the eye infection. Okay, I'd used the volume booster from Essence recently, and I just think I've had this on hand too long. So this needs to go. It feels fresh with product not dried out and like there's still a lot inside, but I've just owned it probably past the point that I should. Got to get rid of this Cali Ray, and I do plan to repurchase one, but I had this on at the time and I just don't want to mess with going back to a tube of something, and it could have some eye infection in there. And then this Bounce, I hate to get rid of this from Benefit, but it was like what I was wearing on the day that I had my issues. So really like that brush. It's like a half rubber bristle brush, half really traditional bristle brush. Will I repurchase this again? No, I'm gonna try to burn through the things that I already have. But the Cali Ray is kind of a must for me. I finished off the Maybelline Firework mascara. This is a legit empty. I like this mascara. Not gonna repurchase soon, but it was an enjoyable experience pretty much for the whole life of that mascara. I used up e.l.f. Lash Extender, and that reminds me, I've kind of forgotten about the fact that this is a very good drugstore tubing mascara. I think the reason why I forgot was because when this was brand new, like it took a while for this to get into stores. Like for a while there, it was just on e.l.f.'s website. Maybe I could use that in place of Cali Ray, honestly. That's a good idea. Used up L'Oreal Panorama. A like, not a love. I'm sorry, I'm just not hitting ones where, oh my gosh, this was so amazing for me. Two mascaras that were decluttered just because they were not good at all. The Rimmel Wonder Extension, this flaked bad. It was honestly pretty good in the way it went on and built up, but we can't do flakes. We can't do chocolate sprinkles on our cheeks late in the day. No, thank you. And then the Call Me Queen from Essence. Didn't like this one at all. I did not think the effect of this compared whatsoever to their very popular line of the Lash Princess stuff. Just didn't separate, didn't build well. Not a fan. Now that's an experience on my lashes. Some people might really be like, oh, this slayed, but not for me. Oh, another thing I had to get rid of because of just the timing of use, the Milani Stay Put Tank eyeliner. Yes, I will repurchase this. This is the brown. I may get a black or a brown. I like the brown, really. Sadly, she has to go. A couple of eyebrow pencils I've used up. A Benefit Precisely My Brow in the shade 4. So this is the same size as a Brow Wiz, and just went through that. Finished up recently my Sephora retractable brow pencil. Another skinny one that works fine. No complaints, but I'm not seeking out these two specifically again. It's the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Nano for me, really, if I were to repurchase any brow pencil that I use up in the near future. Used up a Milani eyeshadow primer. She's gone. And I'm always back on that. Used up an Ioni lash glue. That is my go-to lash glue from Dollar Tree. And I'm about to use up another. So yeah, I'll be back for some more of that. We used up the L'Oreal 24-hour brow lamination gel. A good standard brow gel. I don't think I like it better than NYX Control Freak actually though. And just looking at what else I have here, I don't know that I like it better than the Clean Fresh Gel Wax. And of course, things like Brow Fast Sculpt, a tinted gel is a whole other conversation. So I'm not planning to buy the brow lamination again. And to cap this video off, we've gone through two concealers, the Wet n Wild Incognito, which I did repurchase, and that's what I'm currently using. I love that concealer. When I'm in a Wet n Wild mode, I like to use that concealer with the products because I think they wear well together. I feel like I've noted that a lot with different complexion routines, the foundation, the concealer, the powder. When you align with a brand for several of those, a lot of times your staying power turns out pretty good. And also through decluttering, I realized I'd used up the L'Oreal Age Perfect Radiant Concealer. Very good concealer, good coverage, non-drying. I feel like the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer is going a little more coverage-wise, and I can just use a little less of it and sort of feel like a similar effect to something like that. But yeah, those are my empties. Gosh, there's a lot of them. They're taking up all the room here on my desk. And I feel like I honestly have had a lot of other like maybe body washes or toiletry type items, but I just don't always remember to get them up here. I remembered with the Pantene and like the makeup wipes and stuff, but sometimes I do throw stuff away that I forget to report to the empties bin. But thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to watch. Thank you for supporting my channel, even though I feel like the makeup room is in crisis sometimes. But we're getting through it. I've got a light and camera setup that's better than before. I'm so happy about that. I'm healing here. My eyes are healing. If you want to leave a request though for any non-eye makeup related things that I can do that you might be interested to watch, let me know in the comments section because I'm not really sure what my next video is going to be. But thank you so much for your time, friends, and I will see you again very soon. I love you. Bye.